Welcome to another edition of The Story Behind the Car. We're in Hannibal, Missouri for a really cool car show. And I just ran into Wes. And Wes has a 1963 International Travelall. And just sitting here with his girls, chilling out. Wes, can you tell us about your International?
Yeah, so it's a 1963 International Travelall. I think it has a 345 in it. It's an automatic. Originally it had a 4-speed in it. The clutch pedal's still in it. It's had the transmission and the column out of something that had an automatic in it, crammed in it. I'm going to guess a binder pickup or something.
Okay.
You know, because it's
Hey, over here. I'm sure.
just because of it looks like it's international. The international wheel went right on it, so I kind of think that it must have been out of a pickup. I had to move the seat back a little bit
Okay.
to get in between it. It's sticking out a little too far, but
Yeah.
I've got a solution for all that. I'm gonna stub it with a 88 Dakota front half.
Front half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can get the rack and pinion and the independent front suspension. They're the same track width and the same bolt pattern, so it
Yes.
ought to pan out all right.
And how does it ride currently?
Oh man, it rides and drives great.
Yeah.
It really does. The brakes are something that it doesn't want to stop. That's one of the reasons I want to upgrade it. The old drum brakes just they don't have the power. Fiddled around and put a Amazon carburetor on it this morning, got it running so we could bring it down here.
Okay. You mind if I open the door?
Go ahead, check it out.
And are you in a car club?
Yeah, so I'm in the Metal Flakes Car Club out of Middletown, Missouri. I started out in the Crop Dusters. I was one of the founding members of the Crop Dusters. We put on the Rust Revival back in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and now
that's
you're involved in the Rustoberfest.
Yeah, so that's kind of my thing is I like to do that stuff. They asked me to come in and help them with the Rustoberfest, so that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of thinking about doing the same thing you got going there, talking about cars, and I'm gonna start up Vance's Speed Shop eventually and just let her roll.
Yeah, shooting video, it's cool because you run into cool stuff like this.
Yeah.
Just a really, really cool. And I asked you before I started shooting, and currently it's pink. Originally you said it was tan?
Yeah, according to the build sheet, it was tan below the belt line, just like it is pink.
Yes.
And it was white above.
Okay.
And best I can tell, it's, it had some door cards made for it, maybe. I don't know that that's stock. Not 100% sure. I don't know enough about the car. I can tell you these tires, the receipt was in the glove box, and it said 1999 on the receipt, and it said the Pink International for the description. They came from Sears somewhere in Ohio.
Okay.
But the car was built in Indiana, or the truck was built in Indiana, and it left the rail car, according to the build sheet, it left the rail yard in, I think, something Wayne, Indiana or something, and then it went out to Arizona, and it spent most of its life out there.
It looks dry as can be.
Yeah, I got it out of South Carolina. I watched it for a couple years online, and it ended up being like 20 minutes from my cousin's house.
Oh,
he
wow.
went out and checked it out for me and said better get it, so I got it.
Did it originally have a third row seat?
No, but that's in the works. That's in the plans.
Yeah.
I have a second row and third row out of a modern Yukon.
Okay.
I'm going to modify the bottom of the flip and fold middle row.
Yeah.
And try to make it work on that International seat, and probably sit the third row in here and make it removable and have it upholstered to somewhat match the vibe of the. I have a big plan for it. Got a drivetrain and stub and all that stuff for it. So we'll see.
Can you raise the hood so we can see what you currently have?
Picture's black and white.
Beautiful trim.
A lot of chrome.
Yeah. Oh, and there's the new carb you put on?
Yeah, it's an Amazon special. We double stacked the adapter plates with the spacers to get the accelerator pump ahead. Well, there's that mess. Look at that. Good thing we popped the hood on this thing.
Yeah.
How about that? Get the accelerator pump above the thermostat housing because it was
Okay.
jamming in here. It originally had a 2-barrel Holly on it. You can't even get a rebuild kit for. So I double stacked these up, bolted it on, and my man tuned it in this morning.
Yeah.
Away it went. Yeah.
And here you are.
Here we go.
Yeah. Very nice. There's not as much room in here as I would have thought. I guess the engine, it looks like it sits a little high.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of space. A lot of space behind the distributor.
Yeah.
Though. Plenty of space in the floor pan tunnel.
Yes.
But yeah, they're big. They're tall.
Yes.
They have they're really tall.
Anything that I haven't mentioned that we should let people know about?
No, I mean we just drive it everywhere. We just go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's your favorite feature of the vehicle?
I like the pink. It matches the interior of my Airstream. My Airstream has pink stove, pink bathtub. It's a 61 and this is a 63, so it matches well.
Yeah.
Yeah, modernize both of them and travel the country in it. That's the plan.
Beautiful.
We'll find out.
Was the mirror and spotlight on it?
It's on the build sheet.
Wow.
It's on the build sheet. The roof rack's on the build sheet.
Right on.
Yeah. And it's solid, man. It's weird. It has, of course, I'm going to guess just because what I know about Internationals and the way they repurpose everything, I'm going to guess it was the Travelall cab.
Okay.
Hacked off behind the doors because it's from the back seat back is wooden floorboard. So it makes me think they just made a rear section and a roof skin and used the Travelall, the 4-door pickup.
Yes.
From the door forward. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just from looking at it and being underneath of it, that's kind of what I think. But the Dakota swap's going to work out perfect. The frame rails are within a 1/2 inch width. The Dakota's a 1/2 inch wider on the frame rail on the outside of the rail, so we'll have a 1/4 inch on each side that we'll have to
make up.
Fish plate and make look nice, you know.
Yeah.
But the track width is the same and the bolt pattern is the same, so it's going to be a one-shot, one-kill situation. We're going to kill a lot of problems with one swap.
Well, such a cool vehicle, and thank you so much for sharing it with us.
I'm glad you let me talk about it.
Yeah. Well, and I'll probably see you at Rustoberfest, so
for sure.
be able to keep up with your updates.
Right on. Very cool.
All right, Wes. Well, thank you so very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Pull this carburetor off. See if we can't get them. See if we can't get these gaskets sealed up. All right, so this edge of this carburetor is not sealing against this gasket. See there? Wendell said it was sucking air on the back side. He could tell that when it was running. He stuck his finger back here. He says it's leaking right here. So we peel the carburetor apart. He says, here's your culprit. The gasket is not fitting the carburetor. See that? See that big ass hole right here? Huh? All right. So we're going to make a new gasket. Got some flat gasket material and our carburetor spacer. Get our trusty Sharpie out. Trace around the pin. Something like that. That's throttle. That is by far the best it's ever started and ran the entire time I've owned it. It has never ran this way.
Wendell said to put the spring where it goes and make it work right.